What's up, heroes? My name is Sylarclone, and welcome back to Crystalline. Let's make haste. I focus my attention on the Shadow Shroud as we shuffle out of cover. My heart pounds in my chest. Will this actually keep us hidden? We pause as we hear more footsteps. Another set of patrols comes our way. I hold my breath as they near. Then sigh out as they walk past us. The Shroud successfully kept us hidden. Great progress. Quickly, but quietly, we continue towards the center of the encampment. We make good progress, stopping only when we get too close to the patrols. I keep the Shadow Shroud around us, feeling the energy flowing out of me. Even though I've been casting for this long, I don't feel tired. All of that training is finally paying off. Eventually, we reach the inner circle. There's a circle of robed figures. Their dark hoods cover their faces, but the deep purple robes of void mages are unmistakable. The purple shadows fly around them, whispering and mixing with their chants. The tendrils whip wildly in the air as they continue to grow. They thicken the sky, shielding the light within a dark cloud. This is a lot more magic than we originally saw. We're about to form a plan when one of the guards looks in our direction. His gaze pierces through my shroud and he seems to look right at us. Uh-oh. What's going on? I haven't stopped my magic. The rest of his squadron is staring at us too. I take another look at their uniforms. They wear armor and carry a sword, but also have manipulators. It reminds me of Leanna's garb. Are there more Mage-Knights here just infiltrating their ranks? That'd be kind of cool. Are those void Mage-Knights? That's not a good thought.
I have a bad feeling about this.
Me too! As one, they draw their swords. The metal ringing echoes in the air. Their manipulators start to glow. We're in trouble.
They found us! Dodge!
I can do that. A flurry of shadow bolts fire in our direction. We leap out of the way. My concentration is broken and the shroud collapses. The Void Knights dash towards us as purple energy gathers in their hands.
We need to reach the mages and stop whatever they're doing.
Yes. I don't think Void Knights are gonna let us through that easily.
Then we'll fight right through them!
I like this plan. We ready ourselves for action. Gameplay. Okay. Still working on the minigame. That's okay. We're gonna do well, of course. My breath comes in ragged gasps as I face the next Void Knight, but I don't hesitate. As he swings, I whip past him and his sword pierces empty air. I strike from behind, knocking the sword out of his hand. Then, using the blunt end of my blade and augmented by a rush of wind, I knock him out. He crumples to the ground. Success! I win! The rest of my team stand with me as we scan the area for more enemies. We might have a little time here before more reinforcements arrive. The ground is littered with fallen Void Knights, but the circle of mages still stands. Wow, that's insane. Their chanting grows in volume as the shadows continue to multiply. They ignore our presence, entranced in their own world.
Perform the final channel.
I don't like the sound of the final channel.
No!
Leanna and Amy throw magic as the mages pour all of their energy into the dark shadow. Zack and Kara start to race towards the circle, but a wave of darkness washes over us, flinging us back. We're too late. The dancing shadow warps and surges. Flickering claws reach out as it bursts through the ground and engulfs the circle. The darkness swells and reaches taller than the meager trees, blinding me with its blanket of shadow. I hear the faint crackle of the mages as a surge of purple energy explodes. Shielding my eyes from the blast, I put my hand forth and summon a barrier of opaque shadow to protect us from the shockwaves. This is boss battle music right here. As the magic slowly ebbs, I blink my eyes back into focus. The entire place is littered with fallen void. Only my friends and I were protected from the blast. However, the shadows twist away to reveal empty eyes. They curl into long claws and sharp teeth, and I gape at the monstrosity looming in the sky. What is going on?
What is that?
I have never seen such a creature before.
Leanna takes in the scene of fallen victims, her mouth twisting into a frown.
And it left a full trail of destruction as it emerged, without discriminating between void or anything else.
This thing needs to be stopped, whatever the hell it is. A piercing howl deafens us as the creature screams. It swipes a long claw at us, but I erect another barrier. No! Block! Although I managed to block the attack, we're still pushed back by the sheer force of power. Something just went boom. Zack's discharger goes off, shocking us back to life. The energy is absorbed by the creature, and Zack's eyes widen as it fixes its lifeless stare onto him. Get out of the way, stupid! It swipes another claw at us, but this time I can't block in time, and we're sent flying across the camp. My cheek scrapes along the ground as I fall hard. Ow! I like this cheek. My team struggles to their feet beside me. Amy conjures a flaming sphere between her hands and launches it at the creature. The ball of fire disperses harmlessly across the shadow beast. Undeterred, Amy tries to freeze it in place, but it blocks her magic, leaving it unscathed. This thing is intense. It roars as it swipes another claw at Amy, but Kara pushes her out of the way, and she takes the brunt of the attack. She's knocked back against a tree and slides limply to the ground. Amy rushes over her to her. This thing is kicking our ass. In the meantime, Leanna races around the creature, trying to draw its attention. Her sword glows a pale blue as she hacks at the creature's base. It roars again, and coils of shadows wrap around Leanna's leg. She manages to wriggle free, but the tendrils are relentless, and soon she's trapped. All of our attacks are futile against the creature. Leanna and Zack motion for a retreat, but the creature shoots out shadows to block our escape. Slowly, the shadows surround us and close in. We're forced to remain and fight. This boss battle is not going well. We share a glance and nod. We have to work together to take this thing down. Teamwork makes the dream work. Leanna and Kara both run in. Amy sends bolts of ice towards the monster, freezing any tendril which try to escape just in time for Leanna to slice them down. The creature howls in pain. Success, we're making progress, it seems. He tries to swipe at Leanna, but Amy burns his claws with a ball of fire and it recoils from the heat. Zack aims his dischargers and shoots at any tendrils which try to reach Kara, but Kara furiously cuts ribbons of shadows off the beast. Again, the beast lets out another shriek as the tendrils coil back. I bring up an earthen barrier to shield Amy as a sneaky shadow tendril tries to strike her. Then I cut it down with my sword. I blast the creature with a burning fireball and send a burst of wind behind it. The resulting explosion is twice as big as it hits the creature straight in the chest. Finally, I'm helping out. It stumbles back as we continue to advance. It looks like we're doing some damage. Another surge of adrenaline kicks in as I let loose another fireball. The beast lets out another scream, one so shrill I feel it in my bones. It swells in size, growing and surging until it blocks out the sky completely. Raising its claws, it pummels us with a series of fast attacks. I bring up a shield, but the claw rips right through it. We're sent sprawling across the ground again. My face burns as I scrape the dirty ground. Feeling bruised, we push ourselves back to our feet. We can't give up now. That's actually what I was just about to say. The creature watches us struggle and splits into a chaotic grin. Don't you laugh at me! As I stumble back onto my feet, I look at the rest of my team still on the ground. They groan as they push themselves to their feet. My legs shake as I steady myself. Fatigue starting to show. We can't go on like this. I can already feel the exhaustion settling in. I won't be able to keep this up forever. Either I run out of energy, or my body gives up on me. A thought nibbles at the back of my mind. But what if I use up all of my remaining energy and channel it into one powerful blast? That's using your noodle. I know that if I do that, there's no coming back from it. My body is already close to hitting the point of exhaustion, and Amelia's warned me multiple times about what will happen if I channel too much energy at once. But this may be our only chance at stopping this creature, and we've kind of used up a lot of energy already. So we're probably running a little low, so using it up all at once might not be a bad thing. We'll see. We have no other choice, though. We're backed into a corner. Last resort time. It's too risky and uncertain. You know what? At this point, go big or go home, because we just said it. We can't keep up forever. Unleash all of my energy. We have no choice. All of those temples we visited. All of that energy I accumulated. I feel it humming deep within me. A gentle reminder that it's still there. As if it knows its time has come. It was all for this moment. Even the Shadow Magistrate said this. We've been collecting energy. They needed my help. It is time. The energy within me itches to be released, but I pause. That explosion of energy is dangerous for my friends, too. I don't want them to get caught in the blast. I need to get them to a secure location. I can't channel all of my energy, shield my friends, and fight off the creatures simultaneously. Well, not with that attitude. But how do I get them to go?
Boy.
What did you just say? I looked down at the Pongo. What is he doing here? He's been here the entire time for like half the playthrough. He looks up at me and his eyes harden. His body buzzes like the energy within me. I think he can sense what I need to do.
Boy.
You got that, little buddy. I can feel the energy surrounding him too. My energy, which he's slowly been storing all this time. It sings to each other, wanting to be whole again. I think the Pongo wants to let it free. But what will happen to you? The Pongo gives me a knowing look. His eyes harden with determination. What will happen to him is the same thing that'll happen to me if I unleash all of my energy at once. And you would still do it? I think after all this time, we know he would. Don't doubt him. He's always been there, thick and thin. When we needed him most, he's been there. And he is here now.
Boy.
A mix of emotions roll within me. I don't want to lose him, but I understand the decision that he's made. It's the same decision that I'm making. Let's do this, buddy. Stay back! I push my teammates behind me as I step between them and the creature. I have to use all of my energy to protect my friends. To protect Terra. No matter the cost. If I have to risk my life to protect those I love, then that is one risk I'm willing to take. The Pongo hops forward with me.
What are you doing?
Just shut up and watch what we have to do.
Boy.
And just slow turn and walk away. The Pongo's voice feels small, but the determination in his eyes is strong.
Wait!
Don't wait, we move. The Pongo closes his eyes, and a bright light encapsulates him like a shining halo. The light hardens around us, forming a magical barrier. The dome cages me and the Pongo in with the Shadow Beast, leaving my friends safely on the outside. I see my teammates shouting. They sound faint and far away. I can't make out their words, but I can still hear the pain in their voices. Soon, that is drowned out by the cry from the creature. It writhes in pain, twisting away from the bright light shielding it. With the barrier in place, I concentrate on the energy within me. It's time. Leanna steps towards the protective shield, her eyes glittering. She places her hands against the grid, banging against it. Her screams are muffled, as is the pounding of her fist against the dome. Energy from the dome sparkles each time she pounds against it. I shake my head. I can't hear her. She shakes her head, her hands trembling against the barrier. My heart aches as I watch her face fall. She looks so helpless and lost, and it's all my fault. But this is the only way I know I can protect her. That's right, I put my hand back on her. I smile softly and place my hand against hers. The shield feels cool as the hum of energy vibrates beneath my fingers. She overlaps her hands perfectly against mine, but her warmth doesn't penetrate the cold, hard barrier. I'll keep you safe. I promise. She shakes her head again. Her eyes widen as she pounds against the shield again. The tears flow down her cheeks as she shouts again. Leanna. She pauses as her hands cling to the dome, her eyes glittering. I'm so lucky to have met you. I know our time together was short, but I wouldn't trade it for anything in the world. You're the best thing to have ever happened to me. Even though she can't hear me, she sees the expression on my face and the tears spill over again, leaving twin trails of wetness down her cheeks. I'm dropping it right here. You drop that ILY. Do it. Right now. I don't care that we're no longer together. There's a chance I won't see her again, and I need to tell her exactly how I feel. He agrees with me too. Leanna, I love you. She grasps sharply as she reads my lips. She clutches at the barrier. Then, using her wind magic to try to break through the shield. Well, then that doesn't work. She grabs her sword, but none of her strikes make a dent. All you gotta do then at this point is give her that one last smile and turn towards the beast. Just the slow, put your hand down, smile knowingly and lovingly, and turn epically and walk away. The shadow creature bares its teeth and lets out an otherworldly howl. He continues to reel back from the light surrounding him. All right, you son of a bitch. This is what you've made me do. I'm pissed off and upset and just an emotional wreck right now. Either you go down or you're coming down with me no matter what. Let's do this. All of my rage and pent-up frustration bubbles within me. Remembering the malicious glee that on that beast's face is what forces my anger to boil over. How dare that thing try to hurt my friends? How dare it threaten Terra? I won't let it! A scream ripples out of my throat as I let the anger wash over me. It burrows deep into my bones, igniting the energy within me. All of the feelings of each element rolls within me. The tranquility, chaos, rejuvenation. I feel the white, hot flashes. All of the energy races through me, itching to be released. The light finally dissipates around the circle, around the creature, and it blinks a few times, trying to refocus. When it sees me, it growls and tries to swipe at me, but another shield blocks it. The Pongo made sure I would have enough energy to channel all of my energy. I won't forget what you've done for me. Feeling a renewed strength, I continue to gather the energy within me. The Shadow Beast howls and wails on the extra barrier. With each solid hit, I begin to see fractures forming around the surface. And of course, I'm looking badass during it. Just as the energy is about to overwhelm me, I throw up my arms and the power rises out of me, materializing as 5 pointed swords, all deadly sharp and all poised to strike at the creature, one for each element. As they emerge, they pierce what remains of my barrier, dispatching kaleidoscopes of light at the beast. It shrinks from the light, howling with rage. My mind is strangely calm. My senses sharpened. I could smell the crackle of energy in the air. It's sweet, yet spicy. The hair on my neck stands on end as the remaining energy continues to surge within me. As the beast shakes off the last of the light, it refocuses on me, baring its teeth. You don't scare me! I open my arms wide again and force all of my remaining energy into each blade as it shoots out. That's right. This thing right here! Fuck this thing. Right its dumb, ugly, shadowy face. The creature readies itself for impact. Instead, I force the blades into the ground, fracturing the earth and creating a perimeter around the beast. A beam of golden light shoots straight up from the swords. The shadow beast blinks as it shields its eyes from the light. When nothing more happens, it growls at me, readying another attack. Before it can, more beams of light splinter off from the swords and surround the creature. The feelings uncoil within me as the energy flashes into existence. Fire, earth, water, wind, shadow. The beast twists around, confused by the light, which continues to grow and grow in brightness. My body feels heavy as the energy gushes out of me. The light becomes blinding as my legs give out beneath me. I'm on the ground, but the energy continues to expel out of my body. I can't control it anymore. With each wave of energy, my body heaves. Exhaustion blankets me and makes my body feel heavy. And yet, the brilliant light blazes hot, blinding me, and chases the shadows away. This ends now. You shall not pass! GG, well played. Cool guys don't look at explosions. I'm just as much as I want to be Gandalf, this ends now. I'm just pissed. With my final ounce of strength, I pour all of the remaining energy into the swords. This ends now! The creature lets loose an anguished scream as it begins to dissolve. The screams linger in my mind, resonating in my ears. Through the blinding whiteness, I imagine Leanna's smile, just as dazzling as the light. And then, nothing. It's over. It's finally over. My friends are safe, and that's what's important. With a smile on my face, I let the brightness wash over me as my world falls silent. Nothing but white. What a way to go. But yet there still seems to be more. Either I'm unconscious or I'm waking back up in my world. I blink open my eyes into a world of gray. Where am I? Feeling groggy, I rub my eyes and look around. Stiff mountain peaks climb into the horizon while a stream babbles nearby. It flows into a river basin underneath the splashing waterfall. The scenery is very picturesque and it looks straight out of a magazine, but the colors are all wrong. Everything in the immediate area around me is black or white or some shade in between. As I gaze further into the distance, I see a grove of trees with a pocket of green. To the left are a cluster of purple mountains. The more I look around, the more I see colors localized to specific areas. I wonder why only some places have colors and others don't. Soft voices catch my attention. I look over and recognize the spirits from the temple. They look exactly as I remember, but more solid, more real. Did I end up in Ether Terra?
Those who summoned the Shadow Prime Vanquisher must be discovered to face the consequences. Their actions cannot be ignored.
She makes a point.
Once your investigation begins, it will only be a matter of time before the perpetrators are found. Only those in energy surplus can open a rift onto Mortalis Terra.
All the elementals talk now? The earth elemental's voice is sweet and melodic, like the birds of the forest. The air elemental's eyes widen.
Such is forbidden, though. That is something they would have known.
Her voice is strong and carries far. It's strange hearing all of the elementals talk. The others nod in agreement.
Yes, and out of those who can cross over to Mortalis Terra, only 3 shadow houses have access to a Shadow Prime Vanquisher.
A what now?
The shadow houses have remained quiet ever since I took over the magistrate. I wonder if they were all plotting this.
To answer that question, probably yes. The water elemental places a comforting hand on the shadow elemental's arms. When she speaks, her voice bubbles and flows like a rush of a river.
You cannot blame yourself for these unfortunate courses of events. Their plan was in the making before you even ascended the Shadow Magistrate.
The earth elemental nods.
In truth, you handled the situation quite well, especially for being new in your role.
Hey, they're praising her. Cool. I wonder what we're kind of listening in on. Are we transferred over? Did they bring me out of here? Or what's going on? I'm so confused, but moving on. The fire elemental puts her hands on her hips. The heat of dancing flames is in her voice.
However, Sister Magistrates, our work is far from over. We must each return to our domains.
Cowrie?
If rumors spread that there are no consequences for crossing into Mortalis Terra, we may have our own houses who might hope to take matters into their own hands and try to summon our own elemental prime vanquishers.
Is that what that thing was? I stir, pushing myself off the ground, and the elementals freeze. The shadow elemental looks over to me and gasps.
You're here?
Apparently so. At the mention of me, the other elementals turn around and slowly make their way towards me. Their faces are a mixture of concern and surprise. That's what mine is right now! The air elemental flits over to me and looks me over.
Is he real? No human has ever crossed over to our side before.
Buddy, am I real? Last time I checked, I am. Where am I? Am I in heaven? Is this a dream? Big question. Where am I? What is this place? The shadow elemental steps over to me.
This is the Ether Terra.
Called it. Ether Terra? How? The last thing I remember is defeating the creature, and then there was this blinding light. The elementals share a glance.
A light? Was it from your cast?
Probably. I think so.
And you casted all of the elements at once?
Yes. Yeah. They blink at each other in surprise. When the fire elemental speaks, she sounds pensive.
You must have inadvertently opened a temporal fracture, which pulled you into Ether Terra.
Thanks, Cowrie! I somehow casted a rift? And yet, I'm still alive. But all I remember is the crippling pain of the energy consuming me. Is that even possible? They look at each other, worried.
That I cannot answer for certain. Yet you stand here in our realm. No human has ever set foot in Ether Terra before, but no human has been able to cast all of the elements either.
Not until Sylar. I look around my surroundings. The landscape feels familiar, but nothing is the same. It all feels so overwhelming. All I want is to return to normalcy. It doesn't matter how I got here. I need to get back. I need to get back to Leanna. Can you send me back?
Back where exactly?
I think we all know. All of you know. This, Terra, is where I need to go. This is where I want to go. The waifu is there. Going home is one thing, but no. I have the choice now. I'm going back to Terra. Back to Terra. The elementals look at each other and back to me. Then they nod. They prepare themselves to cast, but before they do, they look at me instead. Seeing all of them standing together, it hits me just how regal they look. Can we get a shot, please?
You do not wish to return to your world?
I shake my head. I have someone waiting for me in Terra who I'm very eager to get back to.
As you wish. Child of the other world, thank you.
Thank you for this opportunity, and you're welcome. The Shadow Elemental lowers her head in respect. Each Elemental nods to me in turn. I look at each of the Elementals and smile. I appreciate all the help you've given me along the way.
I am glad it was enough.
It was our pleasure.
We won't forget you.
Or what you've done for us.
Likewise. The Elementals return to position.
Are you ready?
I was born ready. Yes. My vision goes stark white again. Enough with the bright white light! I feel the same crackle of energy. Electricity tingles my skin as I feel the weightless solidness surround me. Instinctively, I shield my eyes, and when I come to, I've returned to Terra. My friends are solemnly gathered. Leanna has crumpled to her knees, hanging her head in her hands. I can hear her sobs bellow over the sniffling of the group. Oh, my heart just hurt on that one. Just reading that. Who else did? Let me know in the comments down below. My heart just dropped. That hurts. But now to be a dick. Zack stands stone-faced, looking into the distance at nothing. Kara's arms are around him, her head resting on his shoulders. Silent tears roll down her cheeks. Amy kneels beside Leanna and awkwardly pats her back. Her bright pigtails are lowered, hiding her face. So here's what I would do in this situation. Just slowly walk on up, as quietly as I possibly can. And then as soon as I'm close right behind, I was like, what are you guys crying about? And just wait for them to turn over and have the shock on their face. I'd be an absolute dick for it, but it'd be funny. Tell everyone you're okay, pretend to be a ghost, be nonchalant. I think this is pretty much what I just described right here. I'm going to be nonchalant about this. Just kind of walk up and sup. I regret this choice already. Carefully, I walk up to the group. So, what are we all crying about? As one, everyone's head whips towards me. A pin drop could be heard in the resulting silence.
You're alive?
Surprise! Yep. Leanna leaps to her feet and throws her arms around me. Whoa! I stumble as I catch her and regain my balance. She squeezes me in a tight hug.
You're alive!
Or a cowboy. I'm not sure which one yet. I'm here.
I thought I lost you!
No, no, no. Big mistake. No one get rid of Sylar except Sylar himself.
Don't you ever leave me again!
I'm gonna make you promise that. I already told you before I wouldn't. Remember? She pulls back and gazes into my eyes. I gently wipe the tears from her cheeks. Her crystal blue eyes draw me in as I study them, etching them into my memory. She grabs my face and pulls me into a long kiss. As we breathlessly break away, the rest of my team surrounds us. Hey, we actually did it in front of everyone this time.
What happened? How did you get back here?
Magic. It's a bit of a long story, which might be best saved for another time. Amy nods. Hey, she's smiling.
Even without an explanation, it is still quite reassuring to have you return.
Thanks, Amy. I'm glad to be back. I missed you guys.
We missed you too.
I've been gone for probably how long? Like 20, 30 seconds?
Come on, it's only been like 5 minutes since he was gone. Don't be so dramatic.
Zach, you missed me the most next to Leanna. Don't you lie to me. It's okay, bro. I got your back. Despite that, his eyes are glittering. Come on, bring it in for the bro hug. Come on, bring it in. Come on. You know you want to. Zach, were you crying?
No, you were crying.
Not no. Really? We all blink at the tiny squeak. Out of my scarf pops a miniature Pongo, no bigger than my finger. He hops onto my shoulder and squeaks again. What? You're alive! Yes! Pongo, thank goodness you're alive! I lean my cheek against him and he squishes his cheek back in the hug. I was so worried about you too. I didn't think I'd ever see you again. Leanna peers at the Pongo.
Oh, he's so cute.
He's always been cute. Amy squints to get a closer look.
He certainly bears a strong resemblance.
Well, yeah. All Pongos pretty much look the same.
Kara lightly punches Zach's arm.
Don't be mean.
The Pongo hops up and nips my nose. Yep, that's definitely him.
I'm so relieved he made it too.
Of course. He's a tough little guy. I pat his head and he snuggles against my neck. Gradually, as the shock of my reappearance winds down, we all sit down to take a minute to just process everything. The creature was defeated and all of my teammates are alive and safe. But most importantly, I'm back in Terra. I look over at Leanna, who twists the lock of her hair, deep in thought. There's nothing standing in the way of us now. No looming threat of danger or the possibility of one of us leaving. We are finally free to be together. Zach clears his throat, breaking the silence and interrupting my thoughts, bastard.
So, we finally defeated Void.
Kara gives Zach a strange look.
Yes.
Zach gestures to me.
And I'm assuming since you're still here in Terra, it means you aren't trying to find a way home anymore.
You are correct, sir. Leanna's gaze slides to me. She bites her lip in anticipation, her eyes anxious yet hopeful. I smile at her. That's right. She smiles, her eyes shining. Zach grins and puts his hands behind his head, leaning back against a tree.
Excellent. Then I believe payment is in order.
I'm gonna pay you with my fist to your face. We blink at him. Huh?
My job was to protect Amelia throughout our travels, and, as you can see, she is in one piece. So, you owe me 42,030 coins for my services based on how long this mission has been and how far we've traveled.
What was the original rate? I don't believe you. I think you just pulled that number out of your ass. Again, we gape at Zach. The color drains from Leanna's face. But we just saved the world.
Saving the world doesn't put beer in my stomach.
Even Kara looks at him astonished. You know, I'm not really surprised after all the time we've traveled together. This doesn't surprise me.
What about some of the loot you took from the temples?
That's a perk of the job. I was promised payment.
If the objective was to keep me safe throughout our travels, then your mission is not yet complete. In order to return me to Illumia, we will still need to travel.
She wins this one. As the others try to reason with Zach, Leanna just stares.
Zach, you can't be serious right now.
Please tell me he's joking and has finally developed a sense of humor. Zack fixes his stony gaze on Leanna, then grins.
You're right. I'm just joking.
He finally grew a sense of humor. There's a pause.
What?
Not amused face right there.
It's a joke? Like, haha, that's funny sort of thing.
I appreciate it now.
I think you need to work on your jokes and timing.
I think that was well done.
It's not my fault if you guys don't understand good humor.
Zack crosses his arms and pouts. Leanna breaks down into laughter. Her laugh is infectious, and soon all of us are doubling over with laughter, releasing everything that's pent up inside. All of the hurt, fear, and relief. As I view each of my friends, I feel a warmth blossom within me. These are the people who mean the most to me, and no matter what the future throws at us, I know we can always count on each other to get through it. In them, I found my family. And I'm sure our family would just be happy that we're happy. With them, I am home. Two months later. Hey, buddy, what's going on?
So, our heroes triumphed, but that is not the end of their tale.
Go on.
Our talented mage-caster, Amelia, returned to the Mage Academy and submitted the results of her field study. It was received with much admiration, and to this day, her studies on the elementals are still being discussed.
Look at her. All grown up and teaching and letting the hair down. I'm proud of her.
Needless to say, the rest of her tenure as a student was a breeze, and she graduated with full honors.
Of course.
After graduation, she donned the same black cloaks at the academy and became a professor herself.
Atta girl.
She became something of an expert on the temples, and students traveled far and wide to study from her. Although busy teaching the next generation of mages, Amelia never lost her innate sense of curiosity. Her latest research dives deeper into the secrets of rifts and parallel worlds.
It wouldn't be her if that curiosity wasn't there. He chuckles.
For all that has changed, not so very much has changed at all.
Oh, absolutely.
As for the mercenary and his dashing beauty, well, retirement suits them well.
Oh, I bet it does.
Zack hung up his discharges, and Kara's finally grown some roots. Together, they combined their savings to provide other lost children what they've always wanted. A family.
I'm sorry to ruin the moment, Robin, but oh dear God, that's funny. And she's so happy. Hey, and look over her left shoulder over here on the right-hand side. There's a little Pongo. It's you. Look at you in the corner on the bookshelf.
They run an orphanage now, accepting all children who need a home. Zack teaches them all sorts of life skills, while Kara teaches them about art and history. No matter how gruff Zack may be, he's careful and gentle with the children. In fact, they know that at the end of the day, Zack is just a big softy at heart.
And we always knew that, all along.
Kara showers the children with love and affection, and encourages them to tease Zack. After all this time, it's still so easy to get him flustered.
Which is what makes it fun.
The two of them have finally found their happiness and their home.
Good. I'm so happy for them.
Next is our formidable Mage-Knight.
Oh, she's so pretty!
After the last battle against the Shadow Prime Vanquisher, Leanna returned to the Mage Guild to report all of her findings. The guild was impressed by her fortitude and boldness in hindering Void's uprising. Her selflessness and bravery demonstrated she possessed the heart and spirit of what it means to be a top-class Mage Knight. She was promoted to the most prestigious rank of Mage Class S, the highest within the guild.
That's my girl.
She is the youngest Mage-Knight to receive such an honor. When her family heard the news, they all attended her promotion ceremony, beaming with pride.
Eat that, Mr. Dawn.
Her father stood in the front row, and afterwards boasted about how his daughter embodied the strength and intelligence of House Dawn.
He is a good man, after all.
No longer does Leanna fret about what the future might determine for her. She knows that she can carve her own destiny.
As she already has.
And as for our hero...
I'm still stuck here looking like an idiot. No, Robin, as you were, sorry.
Well, that is a tale for another day.
Great, I'm still sitting here looking like an idiot. Don't you laugh at me. I'm just kidding, you can laugh at me, it's fine. I'm sorry. And then for the credits. I think. Location. What? What's going on? Everything is pitch black. I can hear someone flipping through the pages of a book. I hear a low whispering, the scratching of a pen. Ugh, my head. Did I dream all of this stuff?
Hey?
Shinji? Who? It was such a good dream. I don't want to wake up.
Hey!
Someone shakes me.
Come on, wake up!
Who are you? Huh? I sit up, blinking. I'm in the Mage Academy. What the hell? Everything is blurry at first, but then a classroom comes into focus. A student in a green cloak sits next to me.
Finally you're awake. How can you sleep at a time like this? We've got to study!
Show? I glance at the mountain of books had grown. Only after enrolling in the Mage Academy, enrolling in the Mage Academy to officially learn how to be a mage, have I realized just how little I actually know. Oh no, I missed out on study time. Can I go back to morning training sessions? Why did I decide to go to school again? Can I go back to morning training instead? Being a mage was so much better when it was just me and Leanna waking up at the crack of dawn to spar. She was a way nicer teacher than anyone here. I sigh. Things were way easier when the elementals were helping out. My mastery of casting the elements quickly diminished after that battle months ago. I think my fast learning had something to do with the elementals' magic, like they were heightening my abilities somehow.
What?
He raises an eyebrow.
What are you talking about, Broseph?
Oh my freaking god, it's shown! No! 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 Are you freaking kidding me? Really? Really? Are you kidding me? All right. Whoops. Did I say that out loud? I said it was much easier when Amy was helping me out. Shinji lets out a strangled laugh.
I told you before, it's really weird when you call Professor Estelle by your first name. And a nickname at that.
Shut up, I was there when she got it. I huff and cross my arms, leaning further into my chair. Oh my freaking god, it's Sho! Yeah, well, you think my old travel companion would at least give me less homework.
Boy.
At least you're with me. The Pongo wiggles out of my scarf and bounces onto the desk. He's a little bigger now, maybe a teenage-sized Pongo.
Boy.
He leaps onto the books and scattering a few papers.
Boy. Boy.
That's right, Pongo. Studying sucks. The Pongo gives me a pointed frown and shakes his head as if disappointed. He indicates one of the open books.
Boy.
Oh man, are you trying to tell me I need to study too?
Boy.
Fine. The Pongo nods. Shinji laughs.
The Pongo has spoken. Time to get back to it then.
I will come through this game and smack you in your face, Sho. I sigh, pulling myself together. Yeah, it's right. I probably should pull myself together. Thought you were my friend too, Pongo. He grins widely and snuggles against me. Okay, I can't stay mad at him. I can't stay angry at him. My friend pops open a book and we take a turn quizzing each other on our upcoming test. Before long, I say my farewells to Shinji and head out. The sky is clear and blue. I shield my eyes from the bright sun as a soft breeze tickles my skin. With my studying over, I feel prepared for Amy's test tomorrow. As I head back towards my dorm, excited voices catch my attention. I stop to check out what all the commotion is about.
Hey, there's a Mage Class S at the Academy.
My waifu?
That's crazy. There's no way one would be here.
I'm serious. I saw her at the entrance.
Wait, are you talking about that super hot girl?
My waifu.
Yeah.
The second student laughs.
You're blind. She's way too young to be a Mage Class S. If anything, she looks like a student here.
I thought the same thing, but I saw the emblem. She really is one.
You boys better believe it. The other student's eyes widen.
Really? But it doesn't make any sense. And why would she be at the academy?
I don't know.
My heart jumps. I turn and start jogging towards the entrance. My heart is pounding as I pick up the pace. I feel a warmth blooms in my chest, encouraging me to move faster. I'm so excited I can't even speak. I reach the wrought iron gate and see a woman leaning against it. My waifu. She's waiting for me. I recognize her blonde hair instantly, and a warm, huge smile spreads across my face. Her hair is longer than before, and her new armor makes her look majestic. Hey, Leanna. She stares at the sound of my voice, but I can already see a smile forming. She slowly turns around, still looking just as beautiful as the day I met her. Just that look. My heart just melted. Her blue eyes sparkle with warmth. Her bright smile lights her face as she looks at me. My heart flutters and I just saw it fly away.
Hey there.
If you say sailor, I'm gonna laugh hysterically. When you and PixelFade are just in the same wavelength. Oh, man. And she's there at the very end. True ending achieved! Boom! Got it! Nailed it! And that's gonna bring us to the end of today's video. I hope you did enjoy this playthrough of Crystalline just as much as I do, and I thank each and every one of you for joining me along the way. And as always, if you did enjoy the video, make sure to let me know by hitting that like button down below or leaving a comment. And if you've not done so already, unleash your power by hitting that subscribe button down below today as well. And I will see all you heroes in the next video. Thanks so much for watching. May the Force be with you, and have a great rest of your day as I ride off into the white light with my waifu. Take care.